Welcome back, everyone. And we are just halfway through our day two. And it has truly been an amazing experience so far to see all the networking that's going on and the comments that are coming in. And especially the sessions, they've been pretty interesting as well. I mean, I don't know if you caught the first half. We started off with talking about law number 6. And of course, we moved on, to talk about the skill set that is needed to be in this community management industry. But as I said, we're not done yet. We have now entered the Innovation Hub. So just to give you a little brief, over the next couple of days, the Smart Built Environment Forum will showcase about 3 unique innovations that caters to the property management, community management, and facility management sector. Now, yesterday we witnessed something that brings out the true potential of your HVAC system. Today we have with us Mr. Ayman Kichly, the founder and managing partner of Ray Labs, who will be presenting a very innovative technological solution for the property and the community management business. So over to you, Mr. Ayman.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Mega. Thank you for the introduction. I will be just sharing my screen with everyone. And thank you for joining this session, this afternoon session. Can you see my screen?
Yes, I can see.
Great. So as I said, thank you very much. And hello, everyone. Thank you for joining this demo session. My name is Ayman Kichly. I'm the founder of Ray. Ray Labs is a PropTech company which is focused on revolutionizing property and community management by digitalizing the offered services, such as leasing, listing, issue reporting, while mainly keeping residents engaged and informed. You can reimagine managing your business using a one-stop solution, Ray platform. So Ray platform is a one-stop community and property management solution that is used to manage different real estate assets, such as residential properties as well as commercial properties. Those can be offices or business parks. It mainly consists of 2 main tools: a web platform that you as property, facility, community managers can use, as well as a white label application that can be utilized by your residents, by public, as well as your employees. One important aspect of the solution and the innovation that we are presenting is its ability to fit and to integrate with other systems that you already have in place in order to ensure the business cohesiveness. This is very important because how we've built our platform, it was built to be inherently extendable. It can integrate with different systems, from ERP to CRM systems, to IoT systems, to door access, as well as networks, and thus allowing you to provide a centralized flow of information and an optimized process efficiency. Ray is a software as a service platform offering several modules, mainly focusing on services, payments, communication, and administration. The platform offers a wide range of capabilities, and I would like to go over a couple of these capabilities through the demos that we have prepared for you. The first one that we would like to go over is property listing. You can create your own buildings. You can create the location of those buildings and upload any information that is needed and required about these buildings to the back office. Then you can start creating your units. Once you've created your units and you've defined the relevant information to these units, you can attach some images. You can select some files to attach to that unit. And then once these are ready, you can go to the marketplace and enable showcasing these units to the marketplace. Then your public or potential residents in the future would see these listings on their application, on the white labeled application that you are providing them. You can see the information about the unit, the pricing, the location, and then you can submit a viewing request with the dates that would be received from your potential tenants to your portal, where you can cater for that viewing request, confirm it, communicate with that. So your tenant, your potential tenant is informed about the viewing request being received. You can communicate with that potential community member in the future or resident and send them a comment just confirming the meeting and engaging with them directly within the application they have in their hands. And they can also respond confirming that, yes, we're fine with that viewing. And at the end of all of this process, once this is done, once the communication is done and the viewing is concluded, that potential resident or potential community member would receive a rating in order to rate that service that you just offered them about viewing and going around to see units that you are offering on your marketplace. Lease management is another capability that we would like to showcase here. Lease management is something that you can start by identifying the unit that you would like to lease for that resident that is interested in renewing or maybe in starting a new lease. You can upload the contract, as you can see here. Once the contract is uploaded, a tentative lease is created. Then you can start scheduling security deposits, down payments, which are required upon signature of the lease, as well as recurring rent. This can be done individually or in bulk and imported directly to the system. Once that is done, then you have to assign the lessee. The lessee can be someone who's already on your platform because they've had a viewing, or they can be an existing or a new user where you can input an email to invite them to sign their lease. You can also define the documents that are required, like the Emirates ID, and if they are mandatory or not. As soon as you send the lease or you publish it, the tenant or the resident would receive a notification on their application that their lease is ready. Actually, it's pending, and it's pending one document, which is the ID in this case. Once the ID is uploaded, it would remain pending until you as an admin would approve it. Once this is approved, the tenant or the resident can start with the signature and enjoy their stay within your community. On the next capability, we would like to go over service management. As any community, any property, any engagement that you are doing with your tenant, you would like to offer them services. And that is done by allowing them to subscribe to different offerings within your community where they can consume these, such as gym access, and they can pay directly or in cash. They can pay directly via payment gateway integration over the app, or they can pay in cash at your end. And once this is paid, you can activate the subscription and they can start utilizing the services that you are offering them within the community. Payments management is definitely something where we can either integrate with your existing systems, or you can also create some dues for some services that you provided, such as cleaning or maybe some other ad hoc services that you are providing. It can be recurring, and the tenant would receive a notification. They would go to the application in their hand and settle those payments either online in the app, or you can settle it on their behalf if they have paid you in cash. Then that would also be reflected on the application where now the due is paid. And this is happening instantaneously, and it is going live directly without the need to do any synchronization or any waiting time. On the delivery management, if you have in your community a package receiving center from the likes of the package delivery companies, you would have a handler that would receive those, and they would input the details of those packages, as well as a photo of that package and maybe an amount to be collected. Once that is done, they select the tenant or the resident who should receive it, and that resident would receive a notification informing them that their package has arrived. They would go to the station where the delivery has happened, and they would provide their tracking code, and they would be handed over their package, and they would pay the fees if needed. On the space management, as any community and as any space and as any residential entity, you have common areas or potentially gym areas or playgrounds or swimming pools. You can define from the system those spaces, those shared areas. You can define the capacity, location. You can define as well the bookability and the availability time of these common areas, as well as their location. And then once that is available, your residents and your community members can start seeing these at their end, and they can start enjoying the booking of these common areas and facilities. And this would remove any potential for conflict or any potential for double booking in your spaces and in your shared areas. Once that is done from the end user and the booking is done, you as an administrator or as a property manager or as a community manager will have visibility on that, and those can be by approval or they can be automatically approved. On the visitor management capability, we start the journey here from the resident who would be registering some visitors that are joining and visiting their location. They start by adding the date, the name of the person who is visiting them, the email of that person, and that's important for later to inform the visitor and to send them automatically the QR code for the access at the gate. They can register as well the plate numbers and the vehicle information of the guest. You as an administrator can approve, you can check the information, you can make sure that there is no one on that everyone is welcome here. And then once you approve that, the resident will be informed and they can access and check the QR code, share it with their visitor. But at the same time, if you've had an email, your visitor would be informed by email and they would be receiving a QR code for their visit. They would reach the security gate, they would input, the security guard would input the code and they would check in the guest. And that is when you as a resident or the resident that you are informed that your guest has arrived to the premise. Issue reporting in any community, in any property, facility management is important and is crucial. So any problems that are faced by the residents there can be reported via the application, and there are multiple templates that can be utilized or configured for the specificities of the issues you would like to be reported. Here, someone is reporting an internet connection problem, and once you can attach photos, once this is submitted, from the portal perspective, you would receive, from the facility management team would receive this issue. They would communicate with the tenant by changing the statuses or by adding some comments about the issue, asking maybe for more information or informing them that they are on their way. And of course, the tenant has also the ability to respond and to check the progress of the issue. At the end, here we are adding some comments from the resident's perspective, which will be received by you as an administrator. At the end of the issue, you can rate the service with a star rating as well in order to keep the excellency of the work that you are doing. Community feed, we move here to the other part of the focus, which is keeping your community engaged and informed. So the community feed is a place where your residents can share information and news and maybe postings about their day-to-day, let's say, news and updates. So in a case, you can inform about a lost dog, or you can inform as well about a search for a job opening, or you can have as well. The most important thing here is that from a backend perspective, you can remove any content that is not appropriate, or you can approve it. And that is important to keep the community well engaged. Other users can see those posts once they are approved, and they can interact and provide their contribution to that feed. Community chatting is a capability that can be available for your community members, where you can allow your residents to communicate one-on-one, or maybe to communicate in a group manner. They can share events, they can share location, they can share photos, as well as any information that is deemed relevant to other community members, which they would like to communicate to others. The events is something you can create, given that you are creating an engaged community. You can create events such as the one we are attending now and inform all of your residents about it so that they can join you. You can type in the description of the event, the location, the URL of the event, and you can always have an RSVP functionality for the event, specify the location, and invite all users. You can also have here recurrence of some of the events, so you can specify the time of the event itself, and then once that is done, you would choose the event audience and publish it to your residents. Once that is done, your residents can see it on their app, and they can RSVP to the event and even add it to their personal calendar. The highlights is where you can provide your tenants with updates, with important updates. So from the back office, you can create a highlight about precautionary measures for COVID. And you can add a description about that, and you can even list some of these measures. And once that is ready and available, you would just publish it directly, and it would be highlighted on the main page of the application, where they can read it and switch between different highlights from your end. An additional information here is about broadcasting and unidirectional broadcast. So you as an admin can send information to your tenants and make sure that they are informed instantaneously on their application or in a scheduled manner. The tenants would be informed via a notification on their application, and they can have a multiple choice selection or a star rating, or just a normal broadcast that is a text. Polls and surveys are important because you as community property and facility managers would like to ask questions and to hear answers. So you can create polls and questions in different formats so that your residents and your community members can respond to those and make sure that you collect the right feedback and by asking the right questions. So once you submit a poll, your tenants will be able to answer it, and then you can see the feedback that is received from the portal as well. Suggestions is something you can always enable and hear your community feedback. They can send you anonymous feedback. They can send you any suggestions they have to enhance the community feel within the residential or any area that you are managing. Again, as you could see, we went over a couple of the capabilities. Our platform encompasses a wide array that reflects all aspects of your business. I would like, again, to thank you very much for listening. And if there are any questions or any information, I'm more than happy to respond to that. We are a software as a service. So one of the questions is, how cost efficient is the app? What about privacy controls for residents using the app? So it's we are a software as a service, so we are providing the solution in an affordable manner and in a cost-efficient manner. As I said, you can reach out to us, to me, or to my colleagues. You can send us any queries that you have.
Hey, Mr. Ayman, firstly, thank you so much. That was really an interesting solution, and I do hope that there are more people who require this solution will get in touch with you. And I think there was another question as well. Let me just see. What about the privacy control for residents using this app?
So one of the things that we provide the property managers is the ability to keep privacy. So they have the ability to send anonymous surveys or anonymous polls, and they can even disable some of the functionalities within the solution so that the privacy is kept. And we do understand this. We've several of our clients are using that capability because it's important to keep privacy for their tenants and for their residents.
Great. Thank you so much, Mr. Ayman, and thank you for taking time out for the Smart Built Environment Forum. And of course, the audience, if there's any question, Mr. Ayman is available on the forum. You can get in touch with him, book a meeting with him as well. So thank you again, and we hope to see you in the next session soon.
Megha, thank you very much, and thank you to your team as well for making this event happen and for the great organization.
It's our pleasure.
Thank you. Thank you.